Back, Weather Kingdom. In this update, it's going to be a quick update. It only can be like 10 to 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes at most. I do have work at 4 o'clock. It's going to be a little live stream. And then tonight, we will be live probably all night, keeping an eye on this snowstorm that is really ramped up and has continued to ramp up with now totals that could now seem more like 3 to even 5. In some cases, some areas could even see 6 or even 7 inches of snow now. Who could be impacted by this, and what's the expected snowfall? Okay, we have a lot to talk about here in this video, you guys. Let's get it going right into the video. If you guys are new to the channel, please like, please subscribe. Tonight, we will be live with live coverage. I am doing this quick coverage because I do know that we do have some people up in the Northeast where I am. And I'm definitely going to be doing some shorts tonight on the snowfall overnight once I get out of work. The goal is to get out of work around 8:30. And hopefully the snow is happens. So give me one moment. So give me 1 second. Welcome. Alright, so we're going to talk a little bit about this. So, this is the latest 18Z of the Herd model, and what an impressive thing throughout the later night hours. Let's go, Frederick, Maryland, getting 1 to 3 inches of snow. Yes, we're all getting snow, you guys. Now, if you guys been here watching, we are all getting snow. Even New York City now, with their forecast with a winter weather advisory. Let me show you guys this quickly. We're going to look at some of this here. We're going to quickly update this, and boom, what's going on here, you guys? Extended. They now even have winter storm warnings for Philadelphia. What a crazy. And I think some of these winter weather advisories and warnings could be even further to the north. They just put Gettysburg in the last hour into some of the snow. A widespread light to moderate snow this evening will drop through the night with sub-zero temperatures. Lake effect snow showers will kick in for the mountains. They're expecting 2 to 3 inches. So 2 to 3 inches. If you're in Harrisburg, I think you guys could get probably an inch or 2 also. I do believe you guys have 3 to 5. So I think an inch or 2 is very likely. I think some of these winter weather advisories could be extending into the Poconos and these regions. Like for Allentown, for example, you are under it for 2 to 4 inches. You just go south of Allentown, down here, you got 3 to 5 inches. If you go into the winter storm warning, you guys have 3 to 5 inches also. I think some of these are going to be extended, maybe like for 4 to 6 inches. New York City, believe it or not, I think when New York City could get even under that, has 3 to 5 inches locally. 6 inches are possible. Yes, all through, and then 4 to 6 inches expected with locally 7 inches across Long Island. Look at that. Some of these getting updated, you guys. Pretty crazy stuff here we're talking about. 2 to 3. Talking about Long Island, Nantucket area. You're talking about maybe 2 to 4. Some of these areas could see up to 7 inches along the Jersey's coast too. 2 to 4 inches. I think this is going to be a very good snowfall event and something we really have to take in care. All right, this is throughout the evening hours into tonight. And yeah, there's the snow. The darker blues are the heavier snows. And look at where that really sets up. We're talking about the I-78 corridor on south into these regions. I do think it could be a little further north. But some very, very heavy thumping of some snow. And that continues through the overnight hours. Even some baroclinics, some steady snow. This will be in 10 and 1 ratios, you guys. Especially for the northern regions here. 10 to 1 ratios. And then, boom! Look at that. So when we take a look at the courage compared to the total snowfall, yeah, look at that. You're looking at total snowfall potentially across this region. Look at that. Boom! The models have really gone up. If you guys are in Allentown, you're expecting maybe 3 to 4 inches. If you guys are in the Allentown area, Philadelphia, 6 inches, even some 6.2s. That is beautiful snowband. Yes, a very beautiful. And then look at that near Long Island, up to 5, 6 inches. Nantucket, 8, 9 inches. Look at that. The latest hurry, you guys, has come in much more, and it's continuing. Also, is there going to be any wind to it? Not really. It's going to be a pretty calm night tonight while it's snowing. It's going to be, you know, a little blustery, but it's not going to be too much of a snow. And then maybe towards the back end, it's going to be some snow there. But look at that. A very, very good snowfall. And I do think that's going to be the very likely to come here. And then as we went to 12Z, look at that. It also showed it, but a little bit less. It's been trending more and more snow, you guys. So it's something really to keep an eye on, okay? When we take a look at the latest wrap model, there it is. It comes through over the overnight. Some heavier snow in the banding across Philadelphia, New York City, into Allentown, the Poconos, Philadelphia even. Yeah, some very good snow. And could this deepen even further, bring even some more snow bands? I think that's possible. And then you get that low to develop off the coastal areas. It really goes for the attempt there. And then look at that. Boom. You're talking about some pretty good snowfall across these regions. It's a little bit different. This is the 10 and 1. This is the Courage. This could definitely play out. But look at a solid 4, 5, even 6 inches across this model. If we take a look at the 10 and 1 ratios, it's a little bit more south. You got some heavier, you know, up to 6 inches on the coastal regions, but mostly 4 to 6 inches out of this. So things have continued to pick up here in the model data. And when we take a look here at the last run, it had it actually a bit to the less, guys. Believe it or not, a lot less. So the trending has continued to come in for more and more snow. Okay. When we take a look at the latest NAM, this is the 18Z. Look at this, you guys. Surprise! National Weather Service has a lot of the eastern portion of Maryland with only an inch, a little probably increasing. Yeah, I think it's definitely going to increase. But look at that, the NAM. Look at the NAM, you guys. The quicker that snow can come in with some of the heavier totals, look at that. Solid snow for a couple hours throughout the overnight, and then boom along the East Coast. If you want to see snowfall, believe it or not, take it, you guys. Boom! You're talking about the latest NAM model. If you're along Long Island, southern New Jersey, Philadelphia, look at that. Almost 6 to 7 inches. Okay, no joke. 6 to 7 inches across the Philly area. South of Allentown. Allentown about 3 to 4 inches. I think it's very possible. I think that could be even further to the north. But we continue to just take a look at the run after run. And it has just gotten more and more aggressive, especially with tonight. A lot more snowfall. And I think the models could be doing it a little bit under too. So take it with a grain of salt, you guys. But some very good snowfalls likely throughout the overnight hours. Look at that. The NAM 3KM. Boom. It really tries to deepen with a low pressure going to the East Coast. I really wonder because you got a low pressure to sit back in here and boom. Now you're talking about this much more nor'easter look to it. When before we weren't really seeing that nor'easter look. I think this could definitely be more into a nor'easter way. And whoa, NAM model just goes haywire. Look at that. I mean, this is the NAM 3KM. You got an area of at least 5, 6 inches. Some spots even reaching near 7 inches. New York City, 6 inches. So could this be a surprise snowstorm that brings a bit more snow waking up? Yes, I do think so. And then it gets really windy for tomorrow. So you guys, tomorrow is going to be a little bit of wind too. You're going to have blowing snow, drifting snow. So expect that with the powder snow. Also, your temperatures are going to be dramatically dropping throughout tomorrow. It is not even going to stop. It's just going to drop even further. Your nighttime temps tomorrow, you're going to have a solid 15 or below degrees, and even some spots below 10 degrees. All right, so some very, very crazy stuff we're talking about here. This is the latest modeling data with you guys. Let's take a look at the latest gem model. Boom! Look at all that heavy snow, and then that actually really tries to turn it into a low pressure. I wonder if it can make a low pressure a little bit quicker. We could be talking about even heavier snowfall totals. Okay? Look at that. Take this with a grain of salt, the gem, but Yeah, that's a no. We're not even gonna look at snowfall. That's too retarded, I feel. That some of the heavier snowfall. Let's take a look at tropical tidbits. Let's go back in here. I'm gonna like to take a look at that. That snow is coming, you guys. It is racing on its way here. I wonder the snowfall reports. Snowfall totals. Oh, wow. This could definitely be an overperformer. It's really going to do it again. It always does this. Snow. I don't know why it does this. Okay. No, that's not it. Snowfall reports. I don't know why it does this. The national... I need to, like, bookmark it or something. I don't know why it does this. Give me 1 second, you guys. I'm going to quickly go back in here. I'm going to just send the link to me. Boom! Look at that, you guys. Some of these are southern regions of Chicago seeing a solid 6 inches. All right? Solid 6, even, 6.5 inches. And I just want to take a quick look here at the weather reports. How much were they expecting? They had winter storm warnings for 2 to 5 inches. Back in the Indiana area, they had 5 to 8 inches. So definitely some pretty good snowfall totals coming out of this, you guys. Definitely playing its game of cards. I really wonder some of these reports that are going to be coming in from the Ohio area. We'll see about that. Look at some of those heavier snowfall bands back in the Pittsburgh. I actually really wonder if I could get a live camera in Pittsburgh, PA right now. I really wonder what's going on in Pittsburgh. I want to see the type of snowfall.
AI is here.
All right. We're going to have to keep an eye on it. But look at that. Some of the heavier snowfall coming into the areas, you guys. Back in the Pittsburgh area, especially. Some heavier snowfall. All right. When we take a look at some of the models here, well, I'm taking a look. Anything I can see this overperforming in the north, especially with an intact load development feeding the system. Yes, I agree. If you're just tuning in, you guys, we're currently just taking a look at everything. Ugh, let's look at the latest her model coming in. The 19Z. Ooh. Little bit more snow, you guys. You know, it just keeps coming in. That each run just keeps coming in with, you know, a little bit more and more and more. I mean, it really tries to get that low to turn up the East Coast. It really tries to get a low off the East Coast. That's what it's trying to do. Will it happen? I don't think so. But it is possible. Look at the FE3. Let's take a look at some of these mesoscale models. Boom. And then that load develops, and talking about a general area of some pretty good snowfall. You know, I'm not even gonna lie with you guys. I wonder what's the latest European in general. Let's look at that. Long view, yeah, but it keeps moving more south. That system for the next 6 days. It keeps moving more south with some colder air. This is that next one that's a little bit warmer. And then, yep, you're talking about that 25. Look, see? Christmas time. They want to show a snowstorm in the Northeast. Christmas Day with a snow shot. Take it with a grain of salt. And then it keeps it pretty damn cold, you guys. Talking about another snowstorm potentially for the 28th. Another snow shot. So, I don't know. But temperatures looking cold. Also, the GFS. Okay. Oh. Look at that, you guys. Latest GFS also is showing that, you know, a little bit of a warm-up. But look near Christmas. You know, at 23rd, look. You got a little system there. And then, boom. The 25. Christmas morning. A little snow shot here. Once again, still showing up on the model. And then, boom, there are 26. You got another nor'east. You got a nice snowstorm. Southern Slaughter through the 26, 27. And then even another snowstorm on the 28th. Don't know how true that's going to be. But that's some very cold air. Puh. Look at that. For the 29th. If that was going to happen. You're talking about negative temperatures, negative 15 or more. Look at this polar vortex. It has really trended colder in the recent runs. Even the year, oh, holy crap. Look at New England, negative 20 near the end of, oh, wow. Pretty crazy. And then look at that cold air. That's interesting. It gets a low to develop off the coast. It wants it to snow all the way in the freaking 7 o'clock from later tonight. We'll see about that. I don't know. It is very interesting. We are picking up on some of this. Pretty interesting. What's your guys' opinion on this? We're going to be live tonight. Get ready for the live stream tonight. I don't know what's going on. What's up? If you're new to the channel, please like, please subscribe. It would mean a lot to me. Thank you for that, everybody. What's going to happen is a good question. I already kind of talked about it. I don't know. Will Christmas be snowy? I don't know. It's definitely trying to trend towards it. Latest 12Z model here, the CFS. Shows a very active pattern. Oh, wow. Yeah, it's definitely more deeper in the latest runs. You got now 1,004. Interesting. I wonder. We need more snowfall reports. Alright, you guys, I think I'm going to be ending the stream. If you guys are new to the channel, please like, please subscribe to